So you did it! Soundwaters and your teachers challenged you way back in 6th grade to collect 1 million plastic bottle caps. As crazy as it may have sounded then, you actually did it. When you started collecting, the question you asked the most, and were probably asked by your family and friends, was, what are you going to do with 1 million bottle caps? Well, here's the short story of your bottle caps. Just like you, all the middle school students in Stamford enthusiastically collected and counted bottle caps. But word of your project spread fast, and soon students from schools across Connecticut and beyond wanted to help, and they started collecting too. All of these bottle caps eventually ended up at Soundwaters. Different types of bottle caps are made from different types of plastic, called polyethylene and polypropylene. These two types of plastic have to be separated. So the first stop for the bottle caps was Van Dyke Recycling in Norwalk to be separated. At Van Dyke, the bottle caps went over a series of conveyor belts and through a machine that shook them apart, and eventually through a process known as optical sorting. In an optical sorter, light reflects differently off of different types of materials, in this case, different types of plastic, and tells the machine what materials to send where. After going through optical sorting, the polyethylene caps went into one bin and the polypropylene caps into another. Now that they were separated into polyethylene and polypropylene, the bottle caps were ready to ship to the Ultra Poly Corporation in Pennsylvania to be turned into plastic pellets. All the polypropylene bottle caps were dropped onto a conveyor belt that led to a shredder. This shredder is not something you want to get your hands stuck in. After shredding, the bottle caps were dropped into a granulator to be chopped up into tiny pieces. You might think this was the last step for the bottle caps, but there is one more. They needed to be pelletized or reformed into small pellets. To do this, a big vacuum sucked up the ground bottle caps and melted them all together and then cut them into tiny pellets. You might have expected all the colorful bottle caps to form colorful pellets, but interestingly, when you melt different colors together, truly mixing them, you always end up with the same blue-green color. They have been recycled into plastic pellets that are ready to be made into new plastic products. While all this separating, grinding, melting, and pelletizing was going on, teams of Stamford Middle School students, led by professional industrial designers around the world, were competing to design a product to be made from the bottle caps. The winning design from a team at the Rogers International School was a countertop drying rack. The students winning two-dimensional drawings of the drying rack went to the college campus of Penn State Behrend, where plastics engineering students used their computers to create a three-dimensional model. The model was then used to create a mold made of steel. Then lasers were used to engrave all the markings into the steel. The plastic pellets that came from bottle caps were sucked up into a machine where they were melted and injected into the steel mold. And after a quick cooling period, the drying rack, made entirely from discarded plastic bottle caps, was finished.